change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more?
Good afternoon, everybody, as we welcome you to the 6th race of the inaugural season of the NNSCRA SRX Series. Tonight, we are under the lights at South Boston Speedway. Only 3 races, including tonight, until we crown ourselves the very first champion of this new series. Should be a good one coming off the heels of an exciting race last week at Eldora. We're done with dirt tracks, so now it's South Boston tonight, Slinger next week, and then the championship race at Nashville, and things have gotten awfully congested up there towards the top of the point standings for sure. Carson Gum comes into tonight as the new points leader. Michael Norman has now dropped to second, but he's a meager 5 points back. Austin LaPlante still very much in the hunt. He's only 25 points out in third, and Keith Batson's got a shot here as well of maybe leaving tonight as the new points leader. He sits in fourth, but he is only 37 points outside of the top position. As a matter of fact, there's only a total of 63 points separating the top 9 drivers in the point standings, so there's still a chance even for someone like Dylan Young, who won last week, Benjamin Miles, who's last in points, to have a shot of making their way up there in these last 3 races and still being able to snag this championship. Speaking of Benjamin Miles, as we look at tonight's starting lineup, he's going to start on the pole position. Benjamin Miles, as mentioned, is last in the points, but only 63 points back. He's going to be alongside of Levi McIntyre. McIntyre is now 6th in the point standings, and he is a total of 45 points out of the top spot. Correct. No, it is 45 points out of the top spot. Dylan Young, he is 3rd in the standings. He is right now, or he is 3rd on the running order, I should say. He's 8th in the point standings, total of 54 points out of the points lead. And then Austin LaPlante, we already mentioned him, 3rd in the point standings, coming into this race, 25 points out of the points lead. He'll roll off from the outside of row number 2. Carson Gum, last week, picked himself up some stage points. He also finished up in the podium at Eldora, so he is your new points leader. He currently is going to roll off 5th on the grid. Keith Batson, former winner this season from 5 Flags. He is going to roll off from the outside of row number 3. Keith coming into this race 4th in the point stands, as we mentioned, 37 points out of the top spot. Michael Norman lost the points lead last week. He starts pretty deep in the field, 7th place for him. 5 points back from Carson Gum, and those two are going to be starting nose to tail on the insides of rows 3 and 4 respectively. Outside of row 4 will be 2-time winner Jesse Turner in the orange machine. He'll roll off 8th, and he comes to this race 7th in the point standings, a total of 49 points out of the top spot. Then Seth Cole is going to bring up the rear in 9th place. Seth Cole coming to this race 5th in the point standings. He is a total of 44 points back of points leader Carson Gum. Should be a good one here tonight at South Boston. High speeds, high intensity. It'll be 80 laps in total here this evening, with 40 laps comprising the first stage, and it's time to get that first stage going. Let's go down and get those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pace car gets set to roll off. South Boston Speedway. 4/10 of a mile, so it's not going to take them long at all to lay down lap times here. So these 40 laps might go by awfully quickly. We'll have to wait and see. Benjamin Miles winning the pole for this race with a 13.333. So the numbers aligning for him to be able to start in the front row. We'll see if they align for him to maybe pick up a victory here tonight. Green flag in the air. Let's roll at Sobo. Benjamin Miles going to get the wall there off of turn 2. We're going to go 3 wide into 3 and 4. Dylan Young going to complete the pass, and he will lead the first lap of this race. McIntyre now trying to keep second from Carson Gum, but Carson's not going to be denied. He's going to try and clear through 1 and 2. Benjamin Miles back down to the inside after that brush with the wall. Gum will now move into second place. Miles will battle McIntyre for third, and looks like he might get it off of turn 4. Near contact back there for the 5th position between Jesse Turner and Michael Norman. Austin LaPlante is in that mix as well, as we follow this 3-way battle for the runner-up spot. And Benjamin Miles, strong race car, had that little bit of a mess up off of turn 4, dropped back to around 4th place, and he's all the way back up to 2nd place already. He'll set his sights now on Dylan Young, who last week picked up the race victory at Eldora, and now looks to follow it up with a stage victory. McIntyre hounding Carson Gum. That's going to be for third. And is he going to complete the pass out of 4? Carson almost got the wall. And now he will complete the pass. So Carson falls back to the 4th position. More importantly, falls out of a spot that would get stage points. I mean, take a look at who we've got right now running 1, 2, and 3. Dylan Young, 8th in the points. Benjamin Miles, 9th in points. And Levi McIntyre, 6th in points. None of these drivers in the top 5 in the standings right now. So this is a big opportunity for drivers mired down there in the points that still mathematically have a shot to really make a case for themselves here this evening. Jesse Turner, 2-time winner at Stafford and Lucas Oil, just got by Carson Gum, dropping him back another spot. So Turner up to 4th. Carson Gum back to 5th. And there's Michael Norman, who, for the first time in, I believe, since the start of the season, lost the points lead. Right now, he just got around Austin LaPlante, so move him up to 6th place. Some of these drivers, so even 11 laps in, are still running their fastest laps of the race. Carson Gum and Michael Norman both did that last time by, as Carson's going to get by Jesse Turner, so move him up to 4th. Dylan Young is gone right now. He's got almost a full straightaway back to Benjamin Miles, who in turn holds about 0.8 of a second back to Levi McIntyre. And it's about 0.9 of a second back to Carson Gum. This lap's ticking away quickly, so I don't know if Carson Gum, Jesse Turner, if they've got enough time to reel in McIntyre, try and snag some stage points. I think Michael Norman may have just brushed the wall a tad there off of turn 2 in what was a battle between himself and Austin LaPlante for the 6th position. LaPlante going to take it. Now he pushes up in turn 1, opens the door for Michael to make a charge once again. Got to the left rear quarter panel, and he will stay there off of turn 4. As this is going on, behind them, Seth Cole and Keith Batson right now in the 8th and 9th positions. Batson now getting around Seth Cole for 8th place. If something doesn't change for these two, looks like these might be the drivers that start on the front row for the 2nd and final stage. Nothing close here amongst our podium drivers. Carson Gum trying to do all he can to get up there to Levi McIntyre, and that's a difference of 10 points if he's able to get up there and get that 3rd spot. Let's ride on board with Carson Gum here as we're halfway through the first stage and watch his efforts to try and reel in Levi McIntyre for that final podium spot. I might be crazy, but it looks like Levi McIntyre could be closing in on Benjamin Miles for second. It's been holding just around 7/10 of a second, but Levi has been about a couple thousandths quicker than Miles every single lap. And when it comes to short track racing, really those thousandths of a second are important. At short tracks, you're never going to really cut down a person's advantage over you by tenths. It just does not work that way. It's a long, painful process of reeling somebody in, then setting up a pass, and then completing said pass. But Levi McIntyre has slowly been faster than Benjamin Miles. That last time by, they ran about identical lap times, so maybe Levi McIntyre starting to back off the pace just a little bit, realizing, hey, I don't necessarily have to get up there. I don't want to use my stuff trying to get up there. I'm in a position that's going to get stage points. I got to focus on maintaining the advantage between me and the purple car of Carson Gum, who right now is running about almost a full second behind Levi McIntyre now. So things really wouldn't change up at the top of the point standings as things currently run. Carson Gum, Michael Norman, Austin LaPlante, Keith Batson, none of them running up inside of the top three, so none of them would get stage points at this moment. Dylan Young, though, would get 25 points, which right now, according to my math, would put him fourth in points. 4 points behind LaPlante for third in the standings. Benjamin Miles would get 15 points, which would put him at 95 points. That would move him up to, right now, I think, 7th in point standings. And then the 10 bonus points that Levi McIntyre is in line for, that would put him right now in 4th position in the standings. 2 points ahead of Keith Batson, 10 points behind Austin LaPlante. So right now, if Dylan Young and Levi McIntyre can hang on to what they've got, they're both up inside the top 5 in points. Big opportunity for a few drivers right there. You think about Dylan Young and Levi McIntyre. These are two guys that spent a majority of the first half of the season down in the final 2 spots in the standings. And so it's amazing how the way that this somewhat unorthodox point system works, that they've got a shot to be able to maybe get that championship at the end of the season. These stage points are so important. Dylan Young is going to have 5 to go this next time by, and he has opened up almost 2 seconds back to Benjamin Miles. Miles still has about half a second back to Levi McIntyre, and McIntyre enjoying about 9/10 of a second back to Carson Gum. So unless anybody of the top 3 makes a mistake here in these final 4 laps, then they are definitely going to be your podium finishers for the first stage and will rake in those very important stage points. The bad news is that they're all three going to be starting pretty deep in the field, which is not exactly a good thing just based on what I'm seeing here. Carson Gum running 4th, started 5th. Michael Norman running 6th, started 7th. Jesse Turner running 5th, started 8th. So he's really the one that's picked up the most spots, up 3 spots from where he started, and even he hasn't been able to get up here into a podium spot. So it's going to be a long road to toe for these top 3 when the field gets inverted for the final 40 laps of this race. You saw the white flag was displayed for Dylan Young. He's going to come around and he's going to pick up a stage victory 1 week removed from his first race victory. He's going to get himself 20 valuable bonus points with the stage win. Benjamin Miles will get 15 and Levi McIntyre will get 10, as they are your winners of the first stage of the evening here at South Boston. So well done to them. That turns the point standings over on its head just a little bit. And Seth Cole is going to start on the pole for the upcoming second and final stage. Keith Batts will be alongside of him as they finished 8th and 9th here in stage 1. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back to set the field up for stage number 2, our final 40 laps of the night here at South Boston, right after this commercial break. to welcome you back here to coverage of the 6th race of the inaugural season of the NNSCRA SRX Series. Getting ready to close out the race here tonight at South Boston. 40 laps still left to be run after the conclusion of our first stage. Field inverted based off of how they finished in stage 1. So Seth Cole and Keith Batson, they will line up as your front row. Into the restart zone, green flag in the air, and we are back underway here tonight. Batson with a nice jump on the top side. Can he hold on to it, though, is the question. Seth Cole still to his inside. They're going to be dead even coming to the start-finish line. Batson led that lap by a splitter. Trying to make something happen high, wide, and handsome. Oh, we got the wall, actually. That's going to hurt his momentum as he's going to lose not only the race lead, but drop to around the 4th position where they're 3 wide. Dylan Young sticking his nose in there on Michael Norman. He's going to get into Batson. Nice save by Batson, who was sideways out of turn 2. Now he crosses 3 wide to the inside of Turner and LaPlante. They're leaning on each other off of 4. More contact between Turner and LaPlante. LaPlante pounds the wall off of 2. This is all going on behind Seth Cole, who's loving it, because he's not having to worry about anything that's going on from 2nd place on back. Get Dylan Young. Oh, man, LaPlante just pounded the wall again. 2nd time that he has knocked down the wall out of turn 2. And he is paying the price for it. Oh, man. Look at Carson Gum up the middle, 3 wide with Michael Norman and Austin LaPlante. You think these guys don't realize what's at stake here tonight? How important this race could be towards the championship? Well, that's your top 2 in points, literally door banging each other down the front straightaway. And all for the 6th position. Oh, that time Carson Gum got the wall. And things starting to spread out a little bit now. They were really congested there in the opening stages. Now LaPlante trying to get a spot away from Carson Gum. That's for 7th. Here's 5th place battle. Michael Norman trying to get around Benjamin Miles. And he will complete that pass. But Seth Cole, for the moment, is gone. He's opened up about a 2nd. Back to Keith Batson, as I was so enthralled with what was going on, didn't even remember to bring the ticker up. Dylan Young is now slotted up into 3rd. So remember what I said back in stage 1 about being a little bit worried of the drivers starting at the back for stage 2 and the possible inability to make their way up into the front? Well, I can eat crow there because Dylan Young started 10th and is already up to 3rd. Benjamin Miles, he started 9th and he's up to 5th. The only driver who did get stage points back in the first stage that has not worked his way up towards the front yet is Levi McIntyre. He's back in 8th, but I'm pretty certain that he, like many others, got up into the wall during that first run, those first couple of laps of the second half of this race. So Seth Cole came into this race 44 points back from points leader Carson Gum, 5th in the standings, so opportunity for him if he wins here tonight to be up in the conversation for the victory. I think the points are going to be really close amongst 5-6 drivers when we leave here tonight, just based on the landscape of the field right now and the drivers that got the stage points back in stage 1. Batson looking for his 2nd win of the season, as is Dylan Young. Dylan Young, the most recent winner at Eldora. Keith Batson has the longest winless streak of the drivers that have gone to victory lane so far this season. Of course, winning the season opener at 5 Flags. And then behind them, you got the 2-time winner, Jesse Turner. Right now running in the 4th position. Miles in 5th. And then Carson Gum and Michael Norman, neither of whom got stage points earlier on tonight. Right now running 6th and 7th. The difference between 6th and 7th as far as the points payout is 2 points. So those two right now would be sitting 3 points separation, potentially for the points lead. Carson Gum over Michael Norman. Looks like hitting the wall has affected a number of these drivers. No, Levi McIntyre got the wall, Carson Gum got the wall, and Austin LaPlante got the wall not once but twice. Right now they are running in 7th, 8th, and 9th, so that damage is somehow affecting them. It can't be aerodynamically, but it certainly could be handling-wise. You knock out the toe, that thing's not going to turn through the center the way that you want it to. I've also noticed that if you hit the wall at these short tracks, the car tightens up a lot quicker. Don't know what it is about damage on the right side or right front that causes that, but certainly is a sensation that drivers will end up feeling. Another thing I've noticed is that in the first half of the race, we ended up having the racing and passing for positions take place around the midway portion of the first stage. Had a lot of passing for position up inside of the top 5. Well, all the passing took place in the first 10 laps of this second and final stage. Now things have really spread out, and it's now coming down to just drivers being consistent with their lap times. This could be a very important 2 races for Dylan Young. Picked up that victory last week at Eldora and moved him out of the cellar of the point standings, and now a stage victory and en route for another 20 points if he can hold on to 3rd place. That'd be 40 points. Well, correction, that would be 65 points. 65 points in 2 race span that Dylan Young would be able to get. That is, I don't know if we can call it a comeback for the ages, but that's pretty impressive. Right now, the gap a little over a second from Seth Cole back to Keith Batson. They ran almost identical lap times. Batson about a tick quicker. And then Dylan Young was faster than the both of them. He was about 5 100ths faster than Keith Batson. That time by, he was 2 100ths faster than Batson. I don't know, 12 laps this time around. Dylan Young might have a shot of getting up there and challenging for 2nd place. That'd be another 2 points that Dylan Young would pick up if he can get around the red SRX machine of Keith Batson. Well, the action's been so exciting here tonight, I've forgotten to do the usual plug. Of course, the NNSCRA SRX Series is a special event series that is reserved for drivers and people that donate to the NNSCRA Back to Bristol 2022 GoFundMe page. It is confirmed that this series will be coming back for a 2nd season, and so if you want to join these 9 drivers and be a part of the action, new liveries actually coming out here for these SRX cars as well, head on over to the Back to Bristol 2022 GoFundMe page. The link is in the description below. Donate what you can. If you donate, you're locked into the 2nd season of the SRX series. You're also locked into other special events and special races from now until the end of August. For every $1 that you donate, you are locked into that month's drawing for a special prize, and for every $5 you donate each month, you're locked into that month's diecast drawing, where you are in the raffle for a 1/24 scale diecast car. So head on over to the Back to Bristol 2022 GoFundMe page and donate what you can here today. This battle for 2nd is closing up. It's about 0.7 of a second difference from Batson back to Dylan Young. And I'm wondering if that right side damage that we can clearly see on Batson's machine, if that might be why Dylan Young is closing up the gap. I think Batson's got time on his side, though, because this next time by for Seth Cole, it's going to be 3 laps to go. I don't think Dylan Young's got enough time to be able to reel him in. Seth Cole looking to become the 5th different winner on the season. Only Jesse Turner has gone to victory lane more than once. And this could be a very important victory for Seth Cole and getting him in the conversation for the championship as well. And look at the tracks we're going to the final 2 weeks to decide this championship. Slinger next week, and then Nashville Speedway to settle it out for the championship trophy. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go here at South Boston for Seth Cole. He didn't get any stage points, finished dead last in stage 1, got good starting track position here in stage 2, and he has led every lap here in this 40-lap second half. Seth Cole is going to win here tonight at South Boston Speedway. Batson will be 2nd, and Dylan Young following up his victory from last week, his stage victory from earlier on tonight. He'll get the final spot on the podium. Jesse Turner was 4th. 5th place for Benjamin Miles, so a nice follow-up from his 2nd place finish in Stage 1. And Michael Norman, Carson Gum finished 1 position apart. 6th for Norman, 7th for Carson. And so that, according to what I stated earlier, means that those two are going to be separated by 3 points heading into Slinger next week. Whether it's going to be for the points lead or not, I'm not certain, but it will be Gum over Norman by 3 points. Levi McIntyre had that good run in the first stage, picking up some stage points, but 8th place here in the finishing results, and Austin LaPlante knocking down the wall a few times here in the second half of the race. He's going to finish in 9th. That's not going to be good for him, as he's not going to get a whole lot of points this week, and he came into this race 3rd in the standings. So with runs that Keith Batson, Seth Cole, Dylan Young, Levi McIntyre, the points they were able to get, stage points as well, Austin LaPlante could find himself down around 4th or 5th in the point standings, maybe even as far down as 6th, depending on circumstances. And we're about to find out exactly where he's going to be as the standings have been calculated and they are in. And here is a look at what your point scenario is heading into next week at Slinger Speedway, the home of Matt Kenseth. Should be a good one. It's probably the most anticipated race for me of the season, just based off how I saw these drivers testing there a few weeks ago. But should be interesting of who is going to get that championship. Slinger has a part to play, and then Nashville is the final stop for these drivers, and we hope that you guys will join us every step of the way heading down towards our season finale. We appreciate you tuning in tonight to this race from South Boston. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like. It helps out a lot. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. And we showed your full figure results. You saw your point standings. And we will see you guys next week at Slinger Speedway. Once again, if you want to be a part of the confirmed 2nd season of the NNSCRA SRX series, head on over to the NNSCRA Back to Bristol 2022 GoFundMe fundraiser page and donate what you can. The link is in the description below. But until next week at Slinger, I've been Seth Cole. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.